Hello there, my name is Rachel. I can talk about animation, and today we'll talk about the first impression of Roar Cracker from Adult Swim. In fact, this episode, if you want to watch the first episodes on YouTube, the channel of Adult Swim, but I was sort of surprised they dropped the episode before the premiere. The premiere come out under like 14 days, so I sort of surprised they decided to drop the episode. The fact that means two things: they're not sure about the show, or that they're confident the show will be a hit. So I watched it, and you know what? Yeah, I can see why they're sort of confident, because the episode is sort of charming, introduced all the characters just enough to understand and try the next episode. Because the first episode kind of did surprise me. The first time I watched it, I wasn't sure the dynamic, understanding the chemistry and what they're trying to do. It's basically two brothers are attempting to run the cracker business outwards, because their father became sort of a kind of in a coma. Before becoming a coma, he was sort of like there, but sort of like a couch potato. Like, it's nothing, he doesn't say anything, he's just sort of a couch potato inside the company. They just wait for a sort of answer, and they just go with it because the father doesn't answer anyone. So you have this sort of super coma because of the brothers want an answer of their own father. Now they sort of stuck to run the company. But it makes the show sort of interesting, at least the first episode. You kind of understand the brothers' dynamic. They sort of hate each other, but the same reason why they hate each other, they have sort of a need to be proud about the father. They want the father to be proud of them. But I felt that the father never given to them. But at the same time, both characters are successful in their own field. Like the younger brother is sort of successful, sort of rock star, but was sort of burned out. But you don't know why he stopped being in a band, why he stopped making music. You just sort of get like a throwaway joke, like one of the two band members got burned or killed by sort of accident, but we don't get the details. But it was sort of like a throwaway joke, in other words. Now, the older brother who actually run the company with his father, he is actually completely competent, but he's not yet sure how to renovate the cracker business, because they're just crackers, and he's just sort of trying to figure out how to do it right. The only problem is he doesn't have enough experience or willing enough to do sort of changes to make the business successful. But you also have his wife, who is kind of freaking out that the board members like the younger brother instead of his own husband. So she's sort of pushing his husband to be more out there, more happy, more alert to make sure he will be selected to be the head honcho of the company. But at the same time, I love that the older brother is not a pushover. He is sort of that kind of character, is calm, sort of alert, but he's sort of restricted what he must do to be the successor of the whole company. But once more, it's sort of over-exaggerated, sort of type of humor. You also have the oldest brother, son, that you don't know much about him. He's like the second character. You don't get enough moments with him, but you do know he's sort of kind of awkward around everybody, especially how everybody reacts so crazy. He's just sort of, I don't want to be here. Just like, yeah, can I leave? I have something to do. That's sort of, I got something to do, but he doesn't have nothing to do. He just don't want to be there because how crazy their family really is. And that's sort of very relatable. I love it they don't say a single word about this character. He just sort of, his reactions, his eyes twitching back and forth, figuring out how to get out of there. But it was more, it's a very relatable character. You also have one more character who would be the lawyer that you don't know much about, but he's sort of incompetent. He doesn't know how to do his job correctly. I think one of the biggest blunders that he's supposed to be the guy who protect the well, but he's sort of not realizing maybe we need the well right now because the father became sort of in coma. It could be dead in a couple of days. Should I bring it? It seems I should bring it. That he's not sure himself, and I was like, bro, you're the lawyer. You're the one who's supposed to have the paperwork automatically because that sort of situation, but he doesn't. He's sort of, I have no idea what to do my job. And that's sort of funny. It's sort of originally weird and hilarious, especially what he does with the documents. He knows he has the documents. He needs to bring it to the family, but he decides to stop in a burger joint who give him diarrhea. But the only problem is he's addicted to that burger or that company burgers because he eats it. He has to go to the restroom automatically, and he's just his addiction won him over. And unfortunately, he didn't have paper to wipe himself. He had to use the documents by accident, and that's sort of hilarious. Like he went to back to explain, like, yeah, the documents. Yeah, the documents. We can talk about later. Like, I kind of like he's so incompetent. You wonder why you have him around and the company, why you still haven't hired, but you realize, oh yeah, both brothers are also completely incompetent. But at the same time, they point out both of them kind of can run the company if they got their backs, because the younger brother could be the spokesperson of the company, and the older brother just runs the company because both of them are good at that single point of job. If they take the full job, the company will crash and burn. But I love that it took a little while to actually sort of figure out, like, yeah, maybe we do need each other. Maybe we can run the company together. But the only problem is they sort of accidentally made a choice to ruin the company, putting coins on the crackers and make a video eating the crackers and choking on that as a challenge. And that itself kind of ruins the company. Sort of hilarious, something I wasn't expecting. That's sort of funny, unpredictable, but at the same time makes sense because the older brother doesn't know how to promote or realize what to do with the crackers, and the younger brother knows how to promote it, but he's sort of a burnout. But he's not yet realized to the very end of the episode that he's sort of not wanted in the music business because everybody thinks he's a joke. The fact that even the people say he's sad, not knowing he's a burnout, and that's sort of shocking because you could see his sort of emotion, his sort of ego broken, not saying a single word. The younger brother just sitting down, like, doesn't know how to react to this, especially with the older brother burned down the company because he attempted to promote the crackers. He also ruined the company, and both realizing, yeah, we both need each other to run the whole company to actually make it work. But ironically, the father came back of the super coma because the lawyer that he told him he sort of screwed up the paperwork. He come back to life. I'm guessing he just so freaked out, like his legacy will be ruined because his two idiot sons. But once again, that's sort of kind of ironic topic humor that just works. Like, I love it that all the characters feel sort of realistic, not super realistic or super relatable. It's more like you understand how they feel. Even they're over exaggerating, you understand why the youngest brother is sort of very protective about his knowledge of music. He knows how to become a hype man, and if someone question him, he sort of freaks out because that's the only thing he knows to do. And vice versa of his older brother, he's freaking out too because the only thing he works so hard is to run the company, but the very he lacks the experience that he doesn't know how to deal with it. That's what the both brothers bicker back and forth, especially the animation that is sort of surprisingly, like, I really didn't care about the animation. But once again, you've been in my channel long enough, I do say animation is not the most important thing, it's the third important thing, because the animation is not great. It's well drawn, well fluent. It's just I really don't care about the animation, but it kind of works with the show. It's like the run style complements the animation, how it's sort of kind of ugly, not sure itself, that gives it that sort of emotion that works so well, at least on the first episode. This is the reason why I enjoy it. I do recommend it. You want to see the first episodes on YouTube. But out of that, how you feel about the first episode? You seen it? Do you like it? Do you hate it? you're hoping to be better or you're not, tell me down below. Let me know. I got nothing else to say. Just thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and have a wonderful day. Bye.